Having a baby and becoming a mother, whether it's for the first or the fifth time, can cause anxiety, depression, and fear to bubble up and take over. Thrive Postpartum has become a safe haven for moms, thanks to our guest and founder, Kelly Siebold. And I'm glad that you're here talking about this. There's a lot of stigma attached to postpartum.
There is,
issues.
so thank you for having me here. That's it. We want to talk about the fact that postpartum depression and anxiety is the number one birth complication from childbirth.
Yeah.
And so it's just releasing that stigma and letting mothers know it's very common, it's very treatable, and you're not a bad mom.
How would one know if they're experiencing postpartum depression or anxiety?
That is a great question. So everybody experiences it differently, but usually you will feel overwhelmed, very alone, hopeless. A lot of times you feel like you need help, but you don't know how to ask.
Yeah.
And then when you think about the anxiety parts, maybe you're stressed, but your stress is starting to interfere with your ability to function. Maybe you can't sleep when you need to because you're just so scared something's going to happen. So when it starts affecting your ability to function, that's when you probably need to look for help.
I've also heard, expectations that are placed on the mom. You've given birth and people expect you to walk around with a big fat smile on your face all day long. You're tired. You're thinking about the future. You've got all those sort of natural anxieties, I would say. So, what should people who are on the outside, on the fray, that should know about someone who's just given birth?
That's a great question. So when you just give birth, you're in that survival mode, right?
Yeah.
If you have children, you've been there, you're just trying to make it through the first few weeks. But if the anxiety and the depression lasts longer than 2 weeks, that's when it becomes a problem. Most moms get the baby blues, which are very just hormonal changes after having a child. But if it continues to last, that's when that issue really comes up. And it can last anytime or start anytime in the first year.
Okay.
So
really?
You're 6 months in and you were feeling great, and then suddenly the anxiety starts. That can still be postpartum depression and anxiety.
I see. But the important thing is for mothers to know that they can reach out, that they should not hold it in.
Yes,
that
please
they need to
reach
look
out.
For help.
Yes, you're not a bad mom.
And that's where Thrive comes in.
It's
So
exactly.
tell us about how this got started.
Yeah, so I had a child, and about 6 weeks after childbirth, suddenly got very bad postpartum depression, anxiety, and intrusive thoughts, which I did not know were a thing. And I wanted help, but I couldn't easily find it. My OBGYN gave me great medication, but that just kind of made the lows less low. It didn't really help with the underlying problems. And so I searched for therapists, searched for ways to support myself. And I ended up leaving my career in the tech industry to build a tech platform to help moms who are in the situation.
Oh, that's so you were in the tech industry before.
I spent 20 years helping grow and build tech companies, and figured technology can help bridge this gap, especially if a mom lives somewhere where postpartum depression is not talked about. You can go find a community, go find support, join support groups, and really learn that you can treat yourself, that you can get help. And it's okay. You're not a bad mom.
Are any of the support groups online, or is this all in person?
It's all online. It's 100%
is.
virtual. So that you can jump online wherever you are. You can even jump online at 3 in the morning in those late night feedings.
Yeah.
Get support that way as well.
Because that's very important here in South Carolina. We live in an area where there's a lot of rural neighborhoods, a lot of rural counties, and they don't have easy access to all of these resources that are essentially now at their fingertips.
Exactly.
So how does it work? How does one join?
Yeah, if you just want to come to WeThrivePostpartum.com, it's a monthly membership. You can join. We're doing our Founding Moms group right now. To come in, join, you pay per month. Test it out. You can do our online community. There's courses that you can learn about what's happening and ways to support yourself. There are expert-led webinars that we're bringing in meditation experts and nutritionists to give free advice. And then there are weekly support groups that you can jump in. And if you want more, you can purchase a therapy-led small group for 6 weeks for a little bit more intensive group support.
Oh, that's great. And not only that, you just launched a podcast on top of
We
it. So you keep the conversation going.
We did. We want more moms to know that this is normal. So me and Ashley Moore, she is a local licensed maternal mental health counselor. She also owns Riverland Counseling and Wellness on James Island. We've launched a podcast called Let's Thrive Postpartum, and the goal is to just remove the stigma. So we are sharing mom stories who have made it through postpartum depression. We're bringing in more guest experts, and then her and I are just tackling weird and big questions like mom rage. all the things, intrusive thoughts, things that you may not feel comfortable asking, but you want to know about. So it's just a safe place to come learn.
Have no shame. Just ask
That's
for help.
what it is.
The help is out there waiting.
And yeah, social media tells us things should be perfect, and it's not, and sometimes it's really hard. And if you're struggling, it's a great place to come find help.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people are going to know what I'm talking about, but you see all these videos online, especially like you said on social media. You've got a baby on the hip, you've got 5 others that are, minding their manners, helping around the house or the farm or whatever it is, and there she is rolling out dough. I mean, not that some women out there can't do all of it,
but it's far and few between.
It's far and few between, and that can't be the expectation for everybody. It's just so unrealistic. More power to them, but there's a way of mitigating that anxiety and depression.
Absolutely. So on our podcast that's on Apple and Spotify, our very first one is around Mother's Day. It's around that topic where this past week was Mother's Day, and some people are so happy, but also if you're struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety, it can be very hard.
Absolutely.
So we're just tackling questions, let people know that it's okay.
Kelly,
they're not alone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure talking with you. Thanks. We're back after this.